Hey there! Welcome to Wednesday! Where are my fellow normies at? Give it up for the crew! And for those of you who've just joined us, we are watching and reacting to every episode of Wednesday Live here on this channel. Now, let's jump into the comments and see what you guys have been saying. Oh, some lovely art of Morticia and Gomez. Oh, thank you so much. AW, your drawing is amazing. And for those of you that don't know, the official art from the show was actually done by Robert Hack, who is an incredible artist, so shout out to him! I always love seeing people's interpretations of these characters because they're so fun to draw. Alright, Eugene, with your never-ending quest to find food, why don't you just become a member of the Nevermore student body? Just curious? Hey! I bet he would get free cookies for being related to Marilyn Monroe. Marilyn Monroe was a wonderful performer, but she was not a member of the Nevermore student body. She died tragically in 1962, which was well before Nevermore Academy was founded. However, perhaps her spirit lives on in the halls of Nevermore. Alright, what are we waiting for? Let's do this thing. As we begin the episode, we hear about how the first day of school didn't go so well for Wednesday, or did it? It's kinda hard to tell. We then pan over to the cafeteria, where Eugene is eating a sandwich made entirely of cookies. Principal Weems then takes center stage and tells the students that today is the annual is the loneliest number day. This day is set aside to honor the misunderstood outcasts of the world. She also reminds everyone that the Harvest Ball is coming up soon, and if the Academy doesn't win the coveted Cup of Hearts, they may lose their funding. So basically, like a giant bake sale to raise money for the school. We then check back in on Wednesday as she is painting something, probably another portrait of Tyler. When Morticia comes in to check on her, she asks how the first day went, and although Morticia seems very pleased with her daughter's first day, Wednesday is having some different feelings. She feels lonely and is missing the familiar routine that she had at home. Wednesday then asks if she can visit the local town, and Morticia agrees as long as she brings someone along for the ride. Wednesday chooses to bring Tyler, since he's practically a Nevermore student already. The two of them arrive in the town and notice that there's a construction site nearby. And as Wednesday begins sketching the site, she runs into some trouble when one of the workers sees her drawing. He thinks she's taking pictures with a camera, and to avoid any confrontation, Wednesday flees, with Tyler giving chase. The two of them run all the way to the mall, where Tyler tells her that maybe she should take a break from all the excitement. But Wednesday isn't quite ready to call it quits just yet. She then leads them to an arcade where she continues to dodge the worker from earlier who still thinks that she's snapping photos with a camera. As they approach the claw machine, though, Wednesday gets a brilliant idea. She tells Tyler to distract the man while she goes behind the machine and releases the stuffed animal herself. Of course, she does this with her telekinetic powers. Although Tyler tries to warn her, the man notices her using her powers and pulls out his phone, presumably to call the authorities. At that moment, Morticia appears and scares the man away, allowing Wednesday to escape with Tyler and the stuffed animal. Back at the Academy, Wednesday is in detention, and Principal Grimm is explaining the importance of fitting in and being part of a community. He says that even outcasts need people around them, and that true strength comes from one's relationships. To prove his point, he challenges Wednesday to attend the upcoming Harvest Ball and find someone to ask her to dance. On the other side of town, a mysterious figure is lurking through the shadows, watching the Addams family from afar. We then cut to the next morning in the Addams family kitchen, where Gomez is trying to cheer up Wednesday by making her a special breakfast. However, she isn't quite feeling his quirky demeanor and tells him to stop acting like a clown. Morticia enters and reassures her that it's perfectly okay to be alone, and that sometimes being different makes it difficult to fit in. But she also tells her that a true friend will accept her for who she may be, regardless of how different she may seem. After receiving this sound, Wednesday decides that she needs to find a date for the ball, so Morticia offers to help her search, even though she's pretty sure that no one would turn down an invitation from her daughter. However, She also warns Wednesday to be careful about letting people in too fast, as some people aren't what they seem. Now, if you'll remember from the previous episode, Wednesday got off on the wrong foot with most of her classmates after accusing them of being vapid and shallow, so she now finds herself without many options. When it comes to finding a date, she ends up asking Rohan, one of the few people that she actually got along with, but he declines her invitation because he's already going with another girl. Wednesday accepts his answer graciously and wishes them luck with a smile. But things immediately go downhill when she runs into Xavier Thorpe, one of her other classmates, who had been crushing on her since the first episode. She asks him if he has a date yet, and he tells her that he had hoped she would ask him. But unfortunately, Wednesday has already asked someone else, and she's very sorry. Now, Thorpe is heartbroken and angry. He thinks that she's playing games with his emotions, and he warns her that she'd regret not accepting his invitation. With the ball only 3 days away, Wednesday finds herself in need of a new date. And who better to ask than the captain of the football team, Eugene Oettinger. Now, if you'll remember from the first episode, Eugene had a major crush on her and couldn't take his eyes off her during the principal's speech. So, it only makes sense that she'd ask him next, as Eugene and Wednesday walk together through the halls of Nevermore. She tries to warn him that she's not like other girls, but he assures her that he understands and that he likes her just the way she is. So, the two of them prepare for the ball together, and it looks like it's gonna be a great time. Meanwhile, Xavier is making some questionable decisions of his own. He sneaks into the Ravens' room and uses one of their Ouija boards to try and find out whether or not Wednesday will go to the ball with him. Unfortunately for him, though, his plan fails, and he's left without an answer. As the ball approaches, Wednesday becomes more and more worried that she might not have chosen the right date. But Morticia tells her not to worry because a good friend will always be there for her no matter what. With that reassuring thought in mind, Wednesday spends the day preparing for the big event. Finally, the time arrives and the students of Nevermore make their way to the gym. Music is playing and everyone seems to be having a good time. Wednesday and Eugene enter together and he tells her to enjoy herself. She then makes her way through the crowd until she spots Xavier across the room. They lock eyes for a moment, but before either of them can approach the other, Morticia appears and introduces herself to Xavier. It turns out that Morticia is a master manipulator, and she's been playing Xavier the entire time. She knew he liked her daughter and used that to her advantage in order to get close to him. Now that they're finally face to face, though, she warns him to stay away from her daughter or he'll regret it. So, what do you guys think of this episode? Do you like how things are shaping up? Let me know in the comments down below. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and leave a like and subscribe so you don't miss any of our future content. We'll see you next week!